This is the Serengeti as never seen before, viewed through the eyes of East African guides Richard Knocker and Jombi Eliza, award-winning wildlife photographer Paul Joynson-Hicks, and inspirational filmmaker Eliza Powell. For the first time in decades, this extraordinary wilderness stands almost empty, a unique but bittersweet time to be here. Over 8 days, they'll be bringing you a rare glimpse of the Serengeti and all its inhabitants in a visual diary. We hope this encourages you on your own Serengeti safari, so together we can continue to conserve this precious wilderness.
You see these tracks here? Yeah. Nice time track. Those are the left side. So in terms of stride, sorry, let me turn that around for you. Yeah. The right foot is coming from there all the way to there. Do you see them again here?
Wow.
Yeah. So this was the left feet. That gives you an idea of the length of the body, doesn't it? This was the pad of the front foot, and the back foot has come and overlaid on top of it. Do you see that? And because it's come in front, that means he was walking fairly fast here.
This is when you really hope that they're not just round the corner. What have you seen, Ricardo?
Well, there's this giraffe down at our 1 o'clock position who was staring hard into the rocks. It's very difficult terrain, so we couldn't see anything, but suddenly 2 oribi raced away from that area, running back up towards us. So basically there's something on the prowl here.
Such beautiful scenery here.
What's sitting up on top, which is that a hooded vulture, I think, on top. And they fed, you see its big crop there, Paul, the right-hand one. Mm-hmm. So they've already fed this morning, which is very early. So a pair of hooded vultures, they're very good indicators of predators because they like to eat fresh carnivore poop. Thank God I'm not a hooded vulture.
Okay, so that was so exciting. So from the moment we spotted the giraffe and then the oribi, and so we were looking at all the signs, it was brilliant. And then we saw the hooded vulture, so we knew, as Ricardo said, we knew there was a predator around. And then we saw it. It was amazing. But this area is really long grass, and so this male and the female that we just saw, you just saw at a short clip of the male, they've gone off into the long grass, so we're going to leave them to their morning. We've had a great morning. Hooray!
We're watching 3 males impala. What is interesting about them is one have only one horn, and it's not very common. But what could have happened is during the fight over territorial, probably they lock the horns during the fight, and then the stronger male should probably pull it and broke it. What we're looking here, it's a leopard-faced vulture. It's one of our biggest vulture we have in Africa. What he's doing there is preening after he had the kill. Look at the big, how sharp the beak is. You know, it looked like an opener. If you look at all the other vultures, the shape of the beak, and it's so strong, that's what they use for opening. It's very... Oh, we have a Nile monitor lizard here. It looked like something prehistoric, doesn't it? They may sometimes grow from 1 meter to 1.5 meters, sometimes 2 meters, depends with the habitat. Look at that tail, so beautiful colored. It's a predator actually. They feed on eggs, and it's one of the most hunted that go into crocodile eggs. All the ground nesters birds will feed on their eggs, but also on carcasses. When they find a dead animal, they'll go for it. It's beautiful, beautiful lizard.
Okay, so
What would happen to that?
Well, I don't know. Well, you were pumping up the brakes, like the jam. So you're pumping the brakes. So we've stopped to check that the brake fluid level is fine.
Yeah.
Listen to me sounding all mechanical. I know literally nothing about cars. And we've discovered the
Clutch.
The clutch cap
Yeah.
has disappeared.
So it's just as well that the brakes were playing up, because that we wouldn't want our clutch fluid now, would we?
Anyway,
Would we, Jombi?
In this
No.
case, gaffer tape is what you need. The first thing to do with gaffer tape, in all situations, especially if you're with Richard, is to go like that. Okay, so now that's that sorted out. We can, Jombi, do you wanna close that up?
Yes.
Okay. Can I take it off now? This is the best bit. Ready?
Well, you say I won't need to shave tonight. Do you know why they're called leopard tortoises?
No. Why are they called leopard tortoises?
Because they drag their kills up in trees. I knew you'd love that.
No! Someone help! These beautiful creatures are called clip springers. In Swahili, they're called mbuzi mawe, which means rock goat, which is not very complimentary. You can see it's right on his little tiptoes. They're very sure-footed, aren't they, Jombi?
They have a very thick fur coat, which that they have adapted that, you know, they can use that for heat regulation, cold, but also for predations. Their claws cannot cling to the skin when the predator hunt. And that's why it's very rarely you can find leopard ever kill them. Very smart antelope.
So Jombi, males and females have horns?
Both have horns, but females have very slightly small horns.
Yeah.
Because actually most of the time they don't use them.
So another beautiful day on safari, and so I'm here on the veranda of our lodge in northern Serengeti with my friend Harry the Hyrax, just to very quickly tell you, to very quickly tell you about what shooting mode I use. I touched on it briefly yesterday, doing the panning, but again the shooting mode is what usually on cameras you choose here, and it's between P for program, which is automatic, A or AV for aperture priority, TV or S for shutter priority, and M for manual. Now I use aperture priority, so I set the aperture of the camera, whether it's here or here, and the camera will automatically choose a shutter speed. Now if I want a faster shutter speed or a slower shutter speed, I'll adjust the aperture, or if I've got the same aperture, I'll adjust the ISO. Okay, all that information is just about to pop up on the screen. Ciao! There's one other exposure mode which I've heard recently is very, very handy, and that is manual with auto ISO. Okay, that's manual with auto ISO. So you set the aperture, you set the shutter speed, and you set the ISO, which you'll do in the menu, onto auto ISO, and you set the parameters that you want it to work, and then the camera will always automatically adjust so you get the correct exposure, and you're having the aperture that you want to achieve the depth of field that you want, which is why I use aperture priority, because if I want a portrait with a blurred out background, I use a wide open aperture. If I want a big beautiful landscape, then I'll use a closed down aperture, which is the bigger number. So if you have any questions about this, because I know I've got to rattle through this quite quickly, then please send us, write a comment down below.
Hi everyone, join us today. We are having a live Q&A right here on our channel. Join us, there will be plenty of questions. We want to have all your questions to share with you all what the Serengeti has to offer.